all over the world now, the United States is beginning to ban people who talk about Africa because they say that we're determined by Russia or China. No, we're not determined by Russia or China. The only thing we're trying to do is give you facts. We don't take sides. I don't take the side of Russia, China, or anyone. We just say facts. So now we're going to talk about some facts on the fact that China is beginning to dominate the global market and a lot of African countries are coming together with them. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. The main issue is that the US does not want us to deal with China and Russia. Now, Nigeria has a split economy.
No, they
What
don't.
we want to do as Nigerians, we want to deal with the US in dollar, but we also want to deal in China and Russia in gold. Because once China will give us gold in return for our resources, which is okay, because now we can use gold to buy resources around the dollar. But the US doesn't want that. So my main thing is that there's nothing wrong with dealing with China. China never attacked Africa. China never bombed Palestine and gave money to Israel to kill people. China never colonized Africa. Russia never did. But they're telling us that they are enemies, but the US is our friend. No, and I'm not going to say
It's
the
not
US
gonna
is our
happen.
enemy. I'm not going to say the US is our enemy, but they have no right to tell us who we can do business with as if we are their children.
When Americans they are in control of the what's it called the head of the African nations, that means they are in control of the Africans. And Americans they don't give things for free. They are
No.
good. We like to say they are good businessmen. When it's Americans they're giving you support, that means they are collecting more than what they are giving you, like the
Yeah.
IMF loan or whatever. They cannot just be giving you the loan. What they are getting from that loan is far much more than what nobody wants to give anything for free. So African leaders should learn all these things. Because once Africans begin to develop, you see that it's just like when somebody is wise, somebody is out of colonization, slavery, the person wants to stand on his own. And with that, you will lose some gains or some profit you're making from them.
Yeah.
Americans, they know all these things, but our leaders, they are just too selfish. They are just too selfish, but they know how to
Exactly.
get African leaders. That is why Africa is not growing. Look at what, if I may cite, between Libya and Nigeria during the how can Africans be fighting Africans when we are Africans? Forget that we
No, we
are
can
Arabs
fight.
or this person.
No, no. Yeah.
Yeah. So African leaders they should learn how to work with their fellow Africans for the African continent to grow.
Because
If
we
not,
are family.
Americans
We're
they are very
family.
wise. Yes, Americans they are wise. They want to rule the whole world. Once they see that you are getting stronger, getting close to them, they send their should I say their agent or their ally to go and cause commotion there. And with that, people
FBI,
the country
FBI, FBI, CIA.
they
That's
are
what
very
that's their
smart.
job.
They are very smart. They know how to destabilize anybody that wants to come closer to them. So my
Yeah.
advice is just that we Africans we should come together and unite. Forget whether you are South African, East African,
Yeah.
West African, North Africans. We are all one. That's just it.
Thank you. And I want to say something.
Exactly.
The when I came back to Nigeria after 10 years for my dad's 80th birthday, when I came to the airport, I saw how Chinese government worked with Nigerian government to build Murtala Mohammed Airport. And I said, wow, this is fantastic. I'm not praising China, but I'm saying that China does fair business. I give you this, you give me this. They tell you what they want. And whatever they
Yeah.
want is not stealing your
In in in
resources
in in plain terms.
in plain terms. And then you take the deal. But eventually, we don't need to do deal with China when we become super strong. But for now, we can do deals with China, America, as long as they don't steal our resources, both countries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Worry.
The thing is, even the deal we are talking about, are we even meeting up our ends? Are we even
No, we're
allowing
not. That's
them
why
to
that's
do
why China took Tinubu's airplane. We're not meeting our own side.
exactly?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not
Thank you to the
meeting our
bargain.
own side.
Yeah, thank you. Why there's nothing wrong with Nigeria dealing with China. And also we need to be aware of the Western manipulation. What
That's just the word. You took it out of my mouth. The word is coercion and
coercion,
manipulation.
yeah.
China focuses on infrastructural development, like you rightly mentioned, not too very far from where I live, very close to Dangote refinery. There's a seaport that China, a multi-billion naira seaport that China built as a kind of joint venture with Nigeria that's going to relieve
Yeah.
Tinkan Island of some of the load of, transporting vessels and stuff. And then one thing I like China for is respect for sovereignty. China has generally
Yeah.
avoided interfering in internal affairs of countries, which
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
West, which the West does a lot. Whatever they give you, if you're able to manipulate your internal affairs and get your countries,
your internal affairs,
they profit from your misfortunes, which is very bad. China doesn't do that. What China does is to create bilateral relationships for economic growth and development. So that's a very different approach to all of these things. And if you look at their loans, it's fairer. It's easier for developing countries to meet up to their obligation. Sadly, Nigeria have not done that, but it's not China's fault. But the West,
can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
China forgave loans in Angola because they knew Angola couldn't pay it off. And they were smart enough to know that if Angola can't pay them back in the long run, they too suffer. So they said, okay, we wiped the loan out.
Would do that.
But now you have to do agriculture. That's what they told Angola.
Yeah, so no
which is
Western
fair.
country
It's a business.
would be willing to do that.
Of course,
it's just like if you give me a loan and you see that I can't make the loan, then you say, okay, I'm going to forgive the loan, but now I want you to focus on things that can help you make money, because when you make money, you pay me back. Finish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Many countries in the global south share a history of colonialism and exploitation by Western powers. China's approach is more of a South-South cooperation based on mutual respect and understanding.
And win-win.
Win-win, yes, not coercion.
Yeah. So thank you very much.